Hello and good day everybody, this is Taff obviously. Amber Army YouTube channel, Taff's Word again. I'm actually getting a few more out, a lot more than I have been of late, so that's great. I'm getting some good views and feedback from everyone, that's awesome, so thank you for that. I'm dedicating this Taff's Word to Rodney Parade, just to enlighten a few on the current situation and give my own opinion on the whole thing. To be honest with you, I can't think of a word to describe the current state of affairs with Rodney Parade right now. The relationship with the rugby side of things is poor. The pitch is the worst the Football League has ever seen, and just everything surrounding the place. I mean, the stadium isn't the greatest, but it's better than what we had at Spitty, which is why it was worth going there. The facilities are better than Spitty, also why it was worth going there. But we learned quickly that the pitch was not a great pitch. The drainage system they had in place was not a great system. So in our first season, the pitch didn't hold up all too well. But we got through the season. There wasn't any real big complaints like there are this season. We got promoted, which was great. And I think the move to Rodney Parade ultimately is the strongest ingredient in our promotion success, personally. The move there changed everything, because I think if we'd have stayed at Spit, he would have been looking at the other side of the table. So it was essential for us to move there. And it felt at first that the rugby were very accommodating and welcoming, and that a sense of working together had been established within the move. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been any further from the truth. We got promoted, we brought success to the stadium. I'm sure we brought a lot of money to the stadium too. And for some reason, the cynicism from the rugby stemmed when the stadium started having improvements. Obviously, we were getting grants for stadium improvements to get a certain safety level. So improvements to the stadium were met with some harsh criticism from the rugby side. Not so much the people who run the joint, but from the supporters. I think everyone remembers the rant from Clive Pittis in the Argus after our promotion season. I just personally, I can't understand why someone would moan that their stadium had been upgraded from the presence of football. It's just an excuse to moan about football. I mean, I find with rugby fans that there's a fair amount of jealousy involved in their mentality, because football is proven to be the more superior sport. And I say it's proven because football is a global phenomenon, regardless of whether you have your stupid piss takes on puffball and all that, or they're all girls who dive around on. Now, I'm going to clear that one up personally, right? I want to clear that one up. Players who dive around, yeah, fair enough. No, they do come across as Nancy's, but unfortunately, it's just part of the game. It's a tactical ploy. It's not that they're that weak and that girly, shall we say, that they need to just fall over themselves on the floor. They do it as a ploy to make things look worse, to generate bookings. I'm not saying it's right, but rugby fans just seem to think that, these rugby guys, they're real men who know how to, they get smashed around all games. It's just two completely different games. If that was part of football, they'd get on with it and do it. That's what I truly believe. But anyway, getting back to Rodney Parade now. The pitch this season is atrocious. It doesn't look like it's being maintained at all. Now, I can't say anything because I don't see what work goes on. Because I can't say that these people are not doing their jobs. But the proof that I don't think they are lies in the fact that we had drainage work carried out in that ground, and it took place over 2 summers. So the season we went up, the work started and they done half the ground. And if you remember, infamously, the other half of the ground didn't hold up, and we had a lot of postponements during our first season back in the Football League. That summer, the work was finished. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on saying, Dave Boddy's mates done it and they didn't do the job properly, and that's why we're lumbered with this. It's not true. What's actually happened is the work was carried out by contractors. Funny enough, yeah, that Dave Boddy knew, but they're the same contractors who've done drainage work on places like Aston Villa and West Brom and Birmingham, stadiums like that. So, obviously they were an ideal choice. The work cost £80,000. Half of that, 40 grand of that, was put up by the Football League and their Football Foundation as a grant. There's loads and loads of grants to be had, and so effectively, yes, the drainage work was paid for by Newport County AFC. Going on from that then, 2014-2015 season, not one single postponement, if you remember. We didn't have one game abandoned or postponed or anything, and the pitch held up all season. And true story as well, it was actually considered one of the better in League Two that year. So to go from that in just 2 years to what it is now, what's happened? Well, I'll tell you what's happened. Sand thrown over the pitch as an easy, quick fix. Mismanagement and mismaintenance of the actual drainage system itself. On asking if they had the right equipment, Rodney Parade have obviously said yes, they can manage it. If they'd come to us and said that they haven't got the right equipment, maybe there might have been a grant for that. Maybe the right equipment to maintain that drainage system might not have been all that expensive. Maybe that's something that, if Les Scadding was writing checks for the club, that's the sort of thing he could have signed off on. So that's something he could have left us with. But no, they didn't come to us. Instead, they've cocked the entire drainage system up. Because how in 2 years does a drainage system go from holding for a full season and keeping a pitch that was one of the better in League Two into what it's become now, and it is just a swamp, it's a bog. And you can't say that the 3 teams playing on there is a problem when it wasn't a problem 2 years ago. Yeah, it doesn't help. But I'd imagine these people know how to maintain a pitch. But a drainage system, they don't. So, at the end of the day, Rodney Parade's staff have cocked that system up. And I don't care what anyone says, it has been cocked up by their staff. They might not have meant to, they might not have had the tools or the know-how, but they didn't ask at the end of the day. So, yeah. Personally, all this stuff with Rodney Parade now, we're right. We're absolutely dead right, and so's Graham Wesley dead right to tear them a fucking new one over this pitch. Tear them a good fucking new one, and they deserve it, because this pitch is not holding up because of them, and it's as simple as that. So, way forward now. They accept that they're at fault for the cock-up in the drainage system, and they cough up to repair it. Now, when it comes to the new Deso pitch that they're on about having, which is going to cost $1 million, and there is no money from anywhere to get it, surely there's somewhere in Football League grants and things like that we can get it. If we stay up, there could be a good Football League grant that we can get to put up some of it. And if this time we do, we've got to hold some sort of stake within the stadium or in Rodney Parade Limited. We have to have a seat at the table for it. I think working together as a committee, 3-way committee, Dragons, Newport Rugby, Newport County, together. Because the cynicism from the rugby is so awful. I mean, I'm having people coming to me who go to Dragons games, Newport County fans who go to the odd Dragons game, talking about us, saying that they hope we go bust. I mean, how shit is that? What's wrong with these people? Why would you wish that on a sporting team from your hometown? It might not be a sport that you like, but I'd never wish that on the Dragons. I'd never wish that on Newport Rugby. But the amount of times I've heard it myself, I've seen a county fan get into a fight with a Newport Rugby fan a couple of years back because they were saying that, I fucking hate county, I hope they go bust, bucky football wankers and all that. It gets on my nerves, it really does. And there's no need for it. If the rugby hate us that much, why do they allow us to get into the stadium in the first place? And the fact that we're there, and Stuart, I can't think of his bloody name now, but there's the CEO of Rodney Parade, right? He's saying that we cost more than it's worth for us to be there. I don't think that for a second. I think they make a hell of a lot of money out of us. Well, maybe not as much as they'd have hoped for, but they still make money out of us. The amount of beer takings and food takings they make on a match day. I don't know if they make any sort of markup on stewarding bills and things like that, but they still get their rent, which is 75 grand. So we take that, 75 grand. How on earth does it cost them more than 75 grand for us to be there, except for pitch maintenance, which, if they'd have maintained the drainage in the right way in the first place, there wouldn't have been a problem with that anyway. So, rant over, I think. Rodney Parade have got a lot to answer for as far as that drainage system and the pitch is concerned. So I think they should cough up for the repair. You know, whatever renovation or repair work it needs doing, they should be coughing up for it. And I think if there's a grant that we can get to pay towards the Dessel pitch, we should be offered a stake in Rodney Parade Limited if we can put money into getting that pitch. Because if we can get that pitch and the drainage work, and the drainage is actually working, then I can see it being a success having the 3 teams there. And then maybe our future could be at Rodney Parade if we can start working together. So there it is. And I hope some of the people get to see this, and I hope they don't think of me as just trying to attack them for the sake of it. You know, I'm basically laying in the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. So there we go. Anyway, I'm not going to be there again on Saturday. The ear is still fucked up, so you know, it doesn't mean I can't talk on you, but I'm sure I'll be back soon enough. So for those who know me and buy 50/50 tickets off me, get them off the people that are replacing me. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers for listening, guys, and up the county.